In today's class, we are going to see about another rectifier, that is bridge rectifier. Bridge rectifier can also be called as full wave bridge rectifier. In this full wave bridge rectifier, we are going to use four diodes. Previously, half wave rectifier we have used one diode. In full wave rectifier, we have used two diodes, whereas in this bridge rectifier, we are going to use four diodes altogether. This is the normal transformer we are going to use in this bridge rectifier. This normal transformer is used. There is no center tapped. No center tapped transformer is used here. Only normal transformer, step down transformer is used in bridge rectifier. We are going to see what is the construction of this bridge rectifier, what is the basic principle, what is the operation of bridge rectifier in this class, as well as capacitive filters. By placing one capacitive filter, what happens in this half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier, and bridge rectifier, we are going to see that operation also we are going to see in this class. Okay, please tell me whether my screen is visible or not. Is it visible, students? Is it visible? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. This is the bridge rectifier. Bridge rectifier can also be called as full wave bridge rectifier. Why? Because two half cycles are conducting state, so we can also call it as full wave bridge rectifier. Simply in the short notation form, we can treat it as FWBR. FWBR, full wave bridge rectifier. In this, basic principle is converting AC signal to pulsating DC signal, same as usual. A bridge rectifier circuit is used as the power rectifier circuit. It can be used in this bridge rectifier circuit can be used in power supply circuits. Power supply circuits, so it is going to be a vital role in the power supply circuits. It is a part in the power supply circuits. This bridge rectifier acts as a part of power supply circuits for converting AC signal to DC signal here, or AC power to DC power simply. A bridge rectifier consists, it is of construction part. A bridge rectifier circuit is essentially a full wave rectifier circuit using four diodes. This is one diode D1, D2, D3, D4. Four diodes forming the four arms of the electrical bridge. It acts as bridge circuit. It acts as, you know this bridge circuit. You have come across Windstone bridge circuit in physics, in engineering physics, or in intermediate. You can come across this bridge circuits. This acts as a bridge circuit. These four diodes acts as a different arms in the bridge circuit, like that. Here, four diodes forming the four arms of the electrical bridge. To this to one diagonal of bridge, any one diagonal, let it be this is A part and B part. To one diagonal of the bridge, AC voltage is applied. This AC voltage is applied, and other diagonal of the bridge is taken for output voltage. It is other diagonal of the bridge is used for is used to provide the, in order to take the output voltage from that other diagonal of the bridge. That is, a rectified DC output voltage is taken from other diagonal of the bridge. It does not require a center tapped transformer. This is the four diodes. For one diagonal, from one diagonal AC voltage is applied. From another diagonal, output voltage, we are taking out the output voltage across the load resistance RL. And the same circuit, this is the circuit diagram. This is the normal step down transformer. Step down transformer. Four diodes are connected in the bridge format. Each and every diode acts as one arm, and across this positive voltage and negative voltage potentials, maximum voltage is Vm. Let it be maximum voltage is Vm. Across one diagonal, I am applying some AC voltage here. Across another diagonal, I am taking out some output voltage. That voltage is V0. V0. The same diagram, I am representing in another notation, that is with respect to the positive half cycle as well as negative half cycle. We will see that one. This is the diagram. with respect to the positive half cycle, that means this A is more positive and this B terminal, across this B terminal, this is negative here. Across this B terminal, it is negative. Some AC input voltage, positive half cycle, for positive half cycle, AC input voltage is provided. AC input voltage is provided. That means A, that means the flow of current. The flow of current is taking place from this A to diode D1, and to the diode D3, and to the negative terminal of battery. In this way, across this point A, point A to point A, the current is transmitting from point A to D1, D1 next where it is going, next to D3, next to B, A to D1, D1 to D3, and to B terminal. In this way, the flow of current is taking place from the positive terminal to the negative terminal here. Similarly, for negative half cycle, that means diode D1 and D3 is in on condition. These two diodes are in on position. These two diodes are in forward bias condition. These two diodes acts as a on switch here. Those two diodes acts as on switches, and these two diodes, opposite two diodes are there. Those two diodes are a very small amount of flow of current will take place, and this flow of current is very negligible. Therefore, I am considering those two diodes are in off position, are in the reverse bias condition here. D2 and D4 are in reverse bias condition. Next, AC input voltage is applied with respect to the negative polarity. Negative of negative will become positive. This terminal will become more positive when compared to this terminal. Then the flow of current takes place in this direction. The flow of current will takes place in this direction. In this direction, the flow of current is taking place here from point, from this is from positive to B, and finally it is ending with negative terminal. Similarly here, from positive to terminal B, from positive to terminal B, diode D2, thereafter diode D2, and again it is transmitted across diode D4, to the point A, and finally negative terminal, and finally towards negative terminal. This is the flow of current across from positive terminal to the negative terminal. Here, these two diodes, diode D2 and D4, are in on position. That means these two diodes are in forward bias condition. These two diodes are in forward bias condition. These two diodes acts as on switches, and D1 and D3 are in reverse bias position. We can treat these two diodes are in off position here. This is the with respect to positive half cycle. This is with respect to negative half cycle. In positive half cycle, diode D1 and D3 are in on position, and diode D2 and D4 are in off position. Here, with respect to the negative half cycle, diode D2 and D4 are in on position, and diode D1 and D3 are in off position. In this way, we have considered the flow of current from positive terminal to negative terminal. In between, the flow of current is along the each and every component present in the circuit will takes place. If the flow of current is maximum across any diode, then we are going to consider that diode is in forward bias condition or in the on position. If minimum amount of current is flowing across that diode, then we can consider that diode is in reverse bias condition, and the diode is in off position here. The diode is in off position. In this way, we need to explain the operation of a bridge rectifier here. This is the main part to know the operation of entire circuit, bridge rectifier. First one is principle, next one is construction, next one is operation. Here we will see the in this operation by taking this positive half cycle. This is the normal waveform 0 to pi, pi to 2 pi, 2 pi to 3 pi, 4 pi, like that. This is two half cycles. Let it be, this is one half cycle up to 2 pi, it is one half cycle up to 4 pi. This is two half cycles. Input waveform is provided like this. Output voltage across load resistance RL, output voltage across load resistance RL due to diode D1 and D3. That means this diode D1 is in on position, diode D3 is in on position. That means 0 to pi it is on, 2 pi to 3 pi it is on. D D2 D2 in this positive half cycle, this D2 is in off position here. This D2 is going to be off. Similarly, this D4 is in off position. D4 is in off position here. D2, D1 and D3 is in on, D2 and D4 is in off position. That is with respect to the positive half cycle. For negative half cycle, the diode D1 is in off position, diode D2 is in on position, diode D3 is in off position, diode D4 is in on position. That means this is diode D2 is in on position, diode D4 is in on position. This diode D1 and diode D3 రివర్స్ ఆఫ్ పాజిటివ్ హాఫ్ సైకిల్కి, పాజిటివ్ హాఫ్ సైకిల్కి మనం రివర్స్లో తీసుకుంటాం అనమాట ఈ కండక్షన్ స్టేట్స్ అనమాట. దిస్ ఈస్ ద 0 to pi, D1 is on, D2 off, D3 on, D4 off, like that. Here D1 on, D1 off, D2 on, D3 off, D4 on, like that. The resultant output, that is the combination of both the currents is taking place. That is 0 to pi, 2 pi 0 to pi, pi to 2 pi. The complete conduction will take place with respect to the four diodes. All the four diodes, by using four diodes, complete conduction will take place. That is diode D1 on, D2 on, D3 on, D4 on. Till this waveforms, these all the diodes are in on position here. On position is going to be takes place with respect to positive half cycle as well as negative half cycle here. The resultant output consists of all the diodes conduction with respect to positive half cycle as well as negative half cycle. This is the waveform we are going to represent like this. Next we will see the theoretical part, that is during positive half cycle, input point A is positive than point B. Thus diode D1 and D3 is forward biased and diode D2 and D4 are in reverse biased. Whatever the notation is given here, that is explained in the theoretical part. Diode D1 and D3 is in on position and D2 and D4 is in off position. Point A is more positive than point B. Point A is positive than point B. Thus diodes D1 and D3 are forward biased and diodes D2 and D4 are in reverse biased. Then current flows through diode D1, the load RL, and through diode D3 back to negative polarity of transformer secondary. Negative polarity of transformer secondary, that means A to D1 to RL. In between RL is also there, to through RL, and D3B. We will consider this is A to D1, this RL, and again point B to D3, point B to let it be, this is A D1 RL, next one is D3 B, B point is negative, like that we can consider. That is given as this one, A to D1 RL D3 B. This is for positive half cycle. This is for positive half cycle. Diode D1 and D1 and D3 forward biased and remaining two diodes are in reverse bias condition. During negative half cycle, During the negative half cycle of input, the point B is more positive than point A. Thus diode D2 and D4 are in forward bias condition. D2 and D4 are in forward bias condition, and diodes D1 and D3 are in reverse bias condition. Then currents flows through diode D2, the load resistance RL, and through diode D4 back to the positive polarity of transformer secondary. That is given by B2 D2 RL D4 A. We are going to just we will see this one. B2, first one, B2 D2 RL D4 and then A. This is the path. First one is B, next D2, next RL, next point is D4, next point is A. Next point is A. In this manner, we are supposed to know the flow of current is taking place in this direction. That is point B2, D2, RL, D4, A. In both the cases, current flowing through the load resistance RL. In both the cases, same current is flowing through the load resistance RL is in the same direction. Then it is called as unidirectional current flow. Same direction flow of current is taking place for both the positive half cycle as well as negative half cycle. And then we can call this as unidirectional current flow. Ripple frequency of output is twice that of the fundamental frequency. Here the ripple frequency is f, let it be f is the ripple frequency, then fundamental frequency will become 2f here. Then the fundamental frequency is 2f. Ripple frequency of output is twice than that of the fundamental frequency. That means we can treat that it as 2f here. The derivative part of this bridge rectifier is same. All the parameters is same except the only one term is there. The term is transformer utilization factor. అనాలిసిస్ పార్ట్లో మనం ఫుల్ వేవ్కి ఏదైతే అనాలిసిస్ పార్ట్ చేసామో ఆ అనాలిసిస్ పార్టే మనం దీనికి అప్లికబుల్ చేస్తాం అనమాట. ఫుల్ వేవ్ రెక్టిఫైర్లో ఏదైతే అనాలిసిస్ పార్ట్ చేస్తామో సేమ్ అదే అనాలిసిస్ పార్ట్ బ్రిడ్జ్ రెక్టిఫైర్ కూడా అప్లికబుల్ అమ్మ. అవే టర్మ్స్ను మళ్ళీ మనం చేసుకోవచ్చు అనమాట. మళ్ళీ మనం ఇక్కడ అదే టర్మ్స్ రాయొచ్చు అనమాట. For our convenience, I am not derived all the terms here. Only one parameter is there. That parameter I have derived. That is a transformer utilization factor. Except PIV and TUF are the two factors we are going to see. Variation in this two circuits we are going to see. PIV is given by VM here. For each positive half cycle of input diodes D1 and D3 are forward biased. These diodes may be regarded as short circuited points, and on the other side, on the other hand, diodes D2 and D4 are in reverse bias condition, and they are regarded as open circuited. పాజిటివ్ హాఫ్ సైకిల్ తీసుకున్నప్పుడు 2 డయోడ్స్ కండక్ట్ అవుతున్నాయి. ఇంకొక హాఫ్ సైకిల్ తీసుకున్నప్పుడు across another half cycle, if you are considering another half cycle, then those 2 diodes are in reverse bias condition. Therefore, across each and every transistor, we are considering the maximum voltages. Each and every diode. So at across each and every diode, we are considering the maximum voltage is Vm. Maximum voltage is Vm, and that peak inverse voltage is given by VIV is equal to Vm here. PIV is equal to Vm. And that basic difference we are going to see. We are going to consider only one diode. The diode across each and every diode, the maximum, if it is forward bias condition, 2 diodes are conducting. If it is reverse bias, 2 diodes are in the non-conducting state. Therefore, the maximum voltage across each and every diode, that voltage I am considering it as Vm here. That Vm is the peak inverse voltage Vm here. And TUF of primary and secondary will be same as there is always current through the primary and secondary. That TUF secondary is given by PDC by PAC rated. And what is PDC is equal to IDC square into RL. PAC rated is given by VAC into IAC rated. That is equal to, again writing those formulas and writing that formula in the other notation form, that is IDC square into RL by VAC. IAC rated means RMS values, VM by root 2 into IM by root 2, and IDC square by substituting those values. VM means IM into RF plus RL by root 2 into IM by root 2. Thereafter, after simplification, IDC square means IM by pi, IM by pi. After substituting those values here, finally we can acquire the term like this here: 4 by pi square into 1 by 1 plus RF by RL. That means here 2 is also there, it is getting multiplied for this 4, then it will become 8 by pi square, 8 by pi square into 1 plus RF by RL. This is the term we have. Finally, we are going to obtain this term as 8 by pi square into 1 plus RF by RL. If RF by RL is very much less than 1, then transformer utilization factor E term very much less than y, then this transformer utilization factor is given by 8 by pi square, that is 0.812 in terms of percentages. In terms of percentages, we can treat it as 81.2. Then transformer utilization factor for the primary as well as secondary both are equal. Primary low, secondary low, TUF transformer utilization factor is same here. Therefore, TUF primary is equal to TUF secondary and therefore it is given as 0.812, and the TUF average is equal to TUF primary plus TUF secondary by 2. That is equal to 0.812 plus 0.812 by 2. That is equal to 0.812. Final term we are going to we have obtained is 0.812 in terms of percentages, 81.2%. This is about transformer utilization factor in the bridge rectifier. And advantages, disadvantages here. Advantages and disadvantages, that means here in this advantages, under the advantages, no center tapped is required in transformer secondary. Center tapped transformer ఏమీ యూజ్ చేయలేదు. No center tapped is required in the transformer secondary. That is some first advantage. And the second one is AC voltage can be directly applied to bridge. AC voltage can be AC voltage can be applied directly to the bridge circuit can be applied. And third one is used for high voltage applications. It is going to be used for high voltage applications. And next one is used as power rectifier circuits. Used in power rectifier circuits, we are going to be used here. Disadvantages: it uses four diodes, and it causes and it consumes and it consumes more amount of current at each and every diode. It is going to consume more amount of current level also, and power levels also it is going to consume more. And next one is the circuit becomes bulky due to that four diodes are arranged each and every arm position. Four diodes are placed, and then circuit will become bulky, and it is cost effective here. It is going to be cost effective. This is about advantage and disadvantages of bridge rectifier. Here advantage is no center tapped. AC voltage can be directly applied to the bridge circuit. It can be used in this is just like a application part used for high voltage applications. It can be used as a power rectifier. It can be used in power rectifier circuits. Whereas disadvantages, four diodes are used, and it causes voltage. This circuit consists of four diodes, and therefore this circuit is a complex circuit, and it is cost effective. These are the terms with respect to the advantages and disadvantages of bridge rectifier. Next one is filter. Here we are going to use two types of filters, that is capacitive filter and inductive filter. Capacitive filter and inductive filter అని two types of filters ఉంటాయమ్మ. దీంట్లో మనం యూస్ చేసేది అంటే మెయిన్గా capacitive type of filter we are going to use here. A capacitor which does not allow sudden change in DC or low frequency components. It does not allow sudden change in the flow of voltage, or sudden change in frequency component pass through it. That means it simply we can call this capacitor as which allows AC blocks DC here. It is going to allow AC component and blocks the DC component. A capacitor which allows only DC component, which does not allow, sorry, which does not, let it be, does not, it does not allow. That means it allows only AC component and does not allow DC component. Sudden changes in the circuit, it is going to be avoided. That are low frequency component pass through it. Only low frequency components are going to be passed through the capacitor filter. That is the point here. Then reactance component of capacitor is given by Xc is equal to 1 by 2 pi Fc. Xc is given by Xc is equal to 1 by 2 pi Fc. Reactance Xc is the reactance part is given by that reactance part. F is frequency, C is capacitor. This frequency component is inversely proportional to reactance component of capacitor here. If F is high, this F frequency is high, then capacitor allows all AC high frequency components can pass through C instead of RL. It is going to be passed through capacitor నుంచే pass అవుతుంది. Instead of RL, we are not going to consider RL over there. The frequency F is high అయితే then capacitor allows all high frequency components. Just memorize this point. If frequency is high, then it allows all the high frequency component in the circuit here. It allows high frequency component from the circuits. The same circuit diagram, the construction part is same. That is step down transformer, diode D1. Before load resistance, before this load resistance RL, I am going to place one capacitor in parallel to load resistance, that is C. That parameter is C here. Capacitor C is placed before load resistance RL. From load resistance RL, we are going to find out the output voltage V0. Output voltage V0 is going to be obtained. Construction part is transformer, diode D1, diode D, load resistance RL. Before the load resistance, when capacitor C is placed, from load resistance RL, output voltage I am going to acquire output voltage V0 here. Transformer, step down transformer, diode D, load resistance RL, capacitor C. Here, the half wave rectifier with capacitor filter is shown in figure. Here, the half wave rectifier, this is the input signal Vn, maximum voltage is Vm, its conduction is from 0 to pi, pi to 2 pi, and this is the conducting part. This is the first, this is the cut-in point, and this is the cutout point. Cut-in point and cutout point. From cutout point to the maximum level here, this level again it will reaches to cutout point to the cut-in point of next waveform. Cut-in point of next waveform. The again it will rises to cutout point, and it will reaches to the next point of next waveform of cutout point, like that it will reaches this point. From cut-in point to cutout point, I can treat that current as charging. I can treat that time as charging time. And from cutout point to the next cut-in point, I can treat that duration of that waveform as discharge time. This is the charging time, and this is the discharging time TD. Charging time nemo TC గా తీసుకుంటాం, discharging time nemo TD గా తీసుకుంటాం అన్నమాట. TD గా తీసుకుంటాం. During first half cycle, that means first quarter half cycle. That means let me tell, this is the first quarter half cycle. We can call this first quarter cycle as pi by 2. First quarter half cycle, this is half cycle. 0 to pi is a half cycle. This is the pi by 2 is the first quarter half cycle. During the first quarter of positive half cycle, of AC input, the diode D is forward biased. Diode D is forward biased, hence it acts as on switch. When capacitor quickly charges to the voltage Vm, then capacitor quickly charges to the voltage Vm. ఇక్కడ నుంచి కట్ ఇన్ వోల్టేజ్ నుంచి ఇట్ విల్ చార్జెస్ టు ది quickly charges to the voltage Vm. It will charges to maximum voltage Vm because there is no resistance in charging part. ఆ ఛార్జింగ్ పార్ట్లో ఏ రెసిస్టెన్స్ లేదన్నమాట, because there is no resistance part in this, because there is no resistance in the charging part. The right, it is given as diode forward resistance is negligible. అది ఫార్వర్డ్ బయాస్ కండిషన్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు ఈ డయోడ్ it is in forward bias condition, the flow of current is maximum. Therefore the resistance part across this one is negligible here. A flow of current is high, therefore resistance part is negligible and no resistance is going to be takes place across in the while this diode is in charging, and the resistance is negligible here. When input voltage falls across second quarter positive half cycle, when input voltage falls across the second quarter half cycle, that means pi by 2 to pi by 2 నుంచి ఈ పాయింట్ ఇది 0 అమ్మ, ఈ పాయింట్ pi by 2, this point is pi by 2, and next level point is pi. I'm talking about this quarter half cycle. First quarter half cycle is cut-in point and cut-out point. We know this these 2 points, cut-in point and cut-out point. Complete conduction is taking place in this due to the forward biasing of the diode. And the next point, when the input voltage falls across a second quarter positive half cycle, below the capacitor voltage, that is Vin is less than Vc. Vin, this input voltage is less than capacitor voltage Vc. This voltage, let it be, this Vn input voltage is less than Vc, then diode becomes reverse biased. Input voltage మనం ఇచ్చే ఇన్పుట్ వోల్టేజ్ కెపాసిటర్ వోల్టేజ్ కన్నా తక్కువగా ఉందనుకోండి, then the diode is in reverse bias conditionలో ఉన్నట్టు అనమాట. As a result of this, capacitor starts to discharge through the load resistance RL. That means Vn is equal to Vd plus Vc. Input voltage is equal to this diode voltage as well as the voltage across capacitor Vd plus Vc. Vn is equal to Vd plus Vc. That implies Vd is equal to across the diode that voltage is given by Vn minus Vc. Vd is equal to Vn minus Vc is provided here. Therefore, during negative half cycle, diode D becomes reverse biased, hence it does not conduct. During negative half cycle diode D is reverse biased, and hence it does not going to conduct. So capacitor C is continuously discharges through the load resistance, then capacitor C is continuously discharges through the load resistance RL here. ఆ కెపాసిటీ ఏమైందంటే కంప్లీట్గా డిశ్చార్జ్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది అనమాట నెగిటివ్ హాఫ్ సైకిల్లో. అండ్ పాజిటివ్ హాఫ్ సైకిల్ ఏమవుతుంది, డ్యూరింగ్ పాజిటివ్ హాఫ్ సైకిల్ దట్ డయోడ్ ఈస్ కంప్లీట్లీ charges, it is going to be completely charges and it will reaches to the maximum value. That value is Vm here. As discharging time constant tau is equal to RLC, R suffix L, that is load resistance RL into C. Time constant గా తీసుకుంటే time constant tau గా తీసుకుంటాం అన్నమాట. Discharging time constant tau is given by with respect to load resistance RL and capacitor C. As discharging time constant is large, usually more than the charging time, this discharging time is usually greater than charging time. This charging time is small value. It is going to give only small value, whereas a discharging time is large here. It is going to be large value. This duration is high, this duration is very small. as discharging time tau is equal to RLC, as discharging time is usually more than the charging time, the voltage of capacitor decreases up to the next పాజిటివ్ హాఫ్ సైకిల్. ఆ వోల్టేజ్ ఎక్కడి నుంచి డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది, ఇక్కడ కట్ ఇన్ పాయింట్ నుంచి డ్రాస్టిక్గా ఇంక్రీజ్ అయ్యి మ్యాక్సిమం వోల్టేజ్ విఎం దగ్గరికి వెళ్తుంది. ఆ మ్యాక్సిమం వోల్టేజ్ విఎం దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత ఆ పాయింట్ని ఏమంటామంటే కట్అవుట్ పాయింట్ అంటాం అనమాట. ఫస్ట్ ఇనిషియల్గా తీసుకున్న పాయింట్ని కట్-ఇన్ పాయింట్, అదే ఛార్జింగ్ టైంకి ఇనిషియల్ పాయింట్ కట్-ఇన్ పాయింట్ అంటాం. ఆ కట్-ఇన్ పాయింట్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతూ వోల్టేజ్ ఇంక్రీజ్ చేస్తూ వెళ్తే ఇట్ విల్ రీచెస్ టు ది maximum level. That point is known as cutout point. This cutout point to the next cut-in point. ఈ కట్అవుట్ పాయింట్ నుంచి నెక్స్ట్ కట్-ఇన్ పాయింట్కి వెళ్తుంది అనమాట. ఆ కట్-ఇన్ పాయింట్ని ఇది ఈ నెక్స్ట్ కట్-ఇన్ పాయింట్కి వెళ్తుంది కదా, ఆ పాయింట్ దాకా వీ కెన్ ట్రీట్ దట్ టైం పీరియడ్ యాజ్ డిశ్చార్జింగ్ టైం. ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు ట్రీట్ దట్ time as discharging time. From cut-in point to cutout point, I am going to treat that time period as cutout. I am going to treat that time as charging time. And from cutout point to the next cut-in point, I can treat that time period as discharging time. Charging time, and that is the basic difference between charging time and discharging time. During positive half cycle, when input voltage increases above the capacitor voltage Vn greater than Vc, diode becomes forward biased. Due to this, capacitor is charged towards its maximum value Vm. This process is related to each half cycle. Each half cycle from constant DC voltage appears across RL for all the time. ఈ ప్రాసెస్ పాజిటివ్ హాఫ్ సైకిల్కి ఛార్జింగ్ టైం తీసుకుంటాం, నెగిటివ్ హాఫ్ సైకిల్కి డిశ్చార్జింగ్ టైం తీసుకుంటాం మ్యాక్సిమం అని చెప్తున్నారు అనమాట. అది విఇన్ లెస్ దాన్ వీసీ అయితే డిశ్చార్జింగ్ అని చెప్తాం, విఇన్ గ్రేటర్ దాన్ వీసీ అయితే ఛార్జింగ్ టైం అని చెప్తాం అనమాట. డయోడ్ ఇన్ ఛార్జింగ్ టైం డయోడ్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ ఫార్వర్డ్ బయాస్ కండిషన్, వెరాజ్ ఇన్ డిశ్చార్జింగ్ టైం డయోడ్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ రివర్స్ బయాస్ కండిషన్. And diode conduction stands is known, this diode conduction starts is known as cut-in point or cut-in voltage, and conduction stops is known as cutout point. ఎక్కడైతే కండక్షన్ స్టార్ట్ అవుతుందో ఆ పాయింట్ని మనం కట్-ఇన్ పాయింట్ అంటాం అనమాట, లేకపోతే కట్-ఇన్ వోల్టేజ్ అయినా అని చెప్పి అనొచ్చు అనమాట. డయోడ్ కండక్షన్ స్టార్ట్స్ ఈజ్ known as cut-in or cut-in voltage. కండక్షన్ ఎప్పుడైతే స్టాప్ అయిపోతుందో ఆ పాయింట్ని కట్అవుట్ పాయింట్ ఆర్ కట్అవుట్ వోల్టేజ్ అంటాం అనమాట. కట్అవుట్ పాయింట్ ఆర్ కట్అవుట్ వోల్టేజ్. డ్యూరింగ్ కట్-ఇన్ టు కట్అవుట్ పాయింట్స్, డయోడ్ కరెంట్ flows and diode voltage is in this instances is greater than capacitor voltage. That means Vd is greater than Vc. Hence diode acts as a switch which permits charge to flow in capacitor when input voltage Vin exceeds capacitor voltage. Input voltage Vin ఎక్కువగా ఉంటే కెపాసిటర్ వోల్టేజ్ కంటే, when input voltage Vn is greater than capacitor voltage, when input voltage exceeds capacitor voltage, then disconnects the source. When input voltage falls below that of capacitor voltage, that means Vn greater than Vc అయితే, then diode is in forward bias condition. Then we can call this condition as charging of the capacitor will takes place. And Vn less than Vc అయితే, Vn less than Vc, then diode is in reverse bias condition. Then we can consider that capacitor is in discharging process. We can consider the time period as discharging time, whereas in the forward bias condition we can consider the time period as charging time. ఈ టైం నేమో ఈ cutout point starts conduction, ends conduction. That time period I can treat that time period as charging time, whereas this cutout point to the next cut-in point I can treat that time period as discharging time. And ripple factor for this half wave rectifier is given by gamma is equal to 1 by 2 pi gamma is equal to 1 by 2 root 3 FRLC. We are going to derive this formula in the next subsequent classes. We are going to derive this one with respect to the half wave rectifier and the bridge rectifier. Don't worry about this final term. Just in order to memorize this term, I have just shown here ripple factor. By using this, how much amount of ripple is there in our signal, in our DC signal, how much amount of AC component is present is there can be identified by using the formula gamma is equal to 2 root 3 f RLC. 2 root 3 f RLC. Here 2, I will get 2 here with respect to the half wave rectifier circuit, whereas the full wave rectifier circuit I can obtain 4 here. 4 root 3 f RLC is the formula for ripple factor with respect to the full wave rectifier, whereas for half wave rectifier here 2, we are going to place 2 here. How these 2 and 4 will we come across, we will see with respect to the డెరివేషన్ పార్ట్ అనమాట. నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్లో ఆ డెరివేషన్ పార్ట్ ఏంటో చూస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ ఇదే ఫుల్ వేవ్ రెక్టిఫైర్ బ్రిడ్జ్ రెక్టిఫైర్లో కెపాసిటర్ పెడితే వేవ్ ఫామ్స్ ఎట్లా వస్తాయి, ఎట్లా జనరేట్ అవుతుంది, సేమ్ ఇదే కాన్సెప్ట్ని అప్లై చేస్తాం అక్కడ. ఛార్జింగ్ టైము, డిశ్చార్జింగ్ టైం చూసుకుంటాం, కట్ ఇన్ పాయింట్, కట్అవుట్ పాయింట్, ఆ పాయింట్స్ స్టార్ట్స్ కండక్షన్, ఎండ్ కండక్షన్ ఎట్లా అవుతుంది ఏంటి, డయోడ్ ఫార్వర్డ్ బయాస్లో ఉంటుంది, డయోడ్ రివర్స్ బయాస్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు ఎట్లా ఛార్జ్ అవుతుంది, ఎట్లా డిశ్చార్జ్ అవుతుంది అనే దాని మీద ఉంటుంది అనమాట. మెయిన్ కెపాసిటర్ యాక్ట్స్ యాజ్ ఏ in forward bias condition, that capacitor acts as charging part. In reverse bias condition, that capacitor is going to be in the discharging part. In this way we will see in the same circuit we are going to see in the next class. We will see this operation also. Okay, don't worry, we will see this operation in the next class. Just a minute. Again I will just memorize bridge rectifier basic principle, which converts AC to pulsating DC. Construction part: one step down transformer, 4 diodes and 1 load resistance. For positive half cycle, conduction will take place from point A to point B. In between these nodes I am going to consider A2, D1, RL, D3 and B. That means diode D1, D3 is in on position, D2, D4 is in off position. Conduction will take place with respect to these 2 diodes. For negative half cycle, this is this B point B is more positive than compared to the point A. Then this from point B to diode D2, RL D4, point A. That means diode D2, D4 is in on position, diode D1, D3 is in off position. In this way we can explain the waveforms as well as the operation of bridge rectifier. All the terms are same, but only 2 terms are there. That is, those 2 terms are TUF and the peak inverse voltage. Peak inverse voltage is equal to Vm. TUF is equal to 81.2%. This is the basic difference between full wave rectifier and the bridge rectifier, and advantages and disadvantages of bridge rectifier. Thereafter, by placing one filter, that is capacitive filter, the ripple quantity, how much amount of ripple quantity in half wave rectifier, we have seen the ripple quantity is 1.21 times greater than the DC component. ఆ DC component కంటే AC component ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది అనమాట. అండ్ 123% ఎక్కువగా ఉన్నట్టు, 121% ఎక్కువగా ఉన్నట్టు. అది దట్ క్వాంటిటీ కెన్ బి మినిమైజ్డ్ బై ప్లేసింగ్ దిస్ కెపాసిటర్. ఈ కెపాసిటర్ ప్లేస్ చేస్తే ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఆ రిపుల్ క్వాంటిటీ అనేది తగ్గుతుంది అనమాట. అది ఎట్లా తగ్గిద్ది, ఆ డెరివేషన్ పార్ట్ ఏంటో ఇంకా క్లియర్గా నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్లో చూస్తాం. ఓకే, సేమ్ circuit diagram. One capacitor is placed before load resistance RL, and we can analyze the circuit with respect to this diagram, that is cut in point, cutout point. From cutout point to the cut in point, this is the charging time and discharging time. If in voltage is less than Vc, then the diode is in then the capacitor is in discharging position and the diode is in reverse bias position. I can treat that time period as this TD here. Whereas with respect to the if that if Vn voltage is greater than capacitor voltage, then the diode is in forward bias condition. I can treat that voltage as it will reach us to the that Vn voltage is greater than capacitor voltage. Then it will reach us to from cut in point to the cutout point. That cutout point is maximum voltage Vm. It will reach us to the maximum voltage Vm, and I can consider the time period the time as charging time. With respect to the reverse bias condition, I consider the time as discharging time here. This is the final key point is Vn greater than Vc, forward bias condition, charging time. Vn less than Vc means reverse bias condition, that is discharging time. This is the ripple factor. Gamma is equal to 1 by 2 root 3 f RLC. Just memorize this term. We will see in the next class. Okay, just a minute. Students, am I audible? Students?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.